So that extra £2.50 was a big L on my part for not remembering to pay the congestion charge on the day. So note to you guys, if you are driving into the congestion charge zone, just pay it straight away as soon as you drive into it. Don't say I'm going to pay it when I get home, because chances are you're going to forget like I did. So yeah, I think I mentioned it in my mid-month check-in, the fact that I went to go and get my car washed and I was charged £16 instead of the £15 I was charged the month previously. So the car wash has gone up from 10 to 15 to £16. So I've already said when it gets to £20, it's not happening anymore. I'm no longer going to go to the car wash. I'm just going to wash my car at home. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, thanks for stopping by, and if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back to watch another video. It's amazing to have you here with me again today. So in today's video, guys, what I'm going to be doing, as you can tell from the title of today's video, is another budget recap video. So what I'm going to be doing is recapping my budget from the month of June. Now I know I'm a few days late with sharing these numbers with you, but please bear with me. The start of July was very busy for myself. It was my husband and I's 10th wedding anniversary. It was also my birthday, and yeah, July in itself is just a really busy month for my family, to be honest, because there's so many birthdays, so many celebrations, etc. But anyway, you don't want to know my life story, but that's just a quick reason why this video is a little bit delayed. So I did a video a couple of weeks ago where I shared my June 2021 budget recap video. I'll link it above here and also in the description box below so that you can go and check that out. In that video, I basically gave you an update as to how my month was going so far, where I was in terms of my budget, how I was tracking against the numbers that I had set myself, because I was really determined in the month of June to make sure that I did not go over budget. So if you saw my May budget walkthrough, or should I say recap video, you would know that I was over by like over £300, and I was like, no, this can't continue to happen. Every month I'm over budget by hundreds of pounds, and that's money which could be used for things in the next month, but because I've overspent, it means that I have less money to play with the next month. So I was determined not to make that happen in the month of June, and in today's video you're going to see how I got on, see if I actually hit those numbers in which I said I was going to hit, if I went over budget, if I went under budget. Yeah, you're going to see how I did. So with that being said, without taking up too much of your time, I'm going to jump into today's video and show you the numbers for the month of June and tell you exactly how I got on. So yeah, stay tuned if you want to find out more. I started the month of June with a minus figure. It was minus £320.06, and this is what I was talking about in the intro when I was saying that I wanted to make sure in the month of June that didn't happen again, so that when I start July, I'm not started on a minus figure like this, because that minus £300 that I carried over from the month of May meant that we had a lot less money to play with in the month of June. So I was like, no, June, I'm sticking to my plan so that in the month of July I have more money to play with. So yeah, let's see how I got on. So starting off, obviously we got the income, which I blacked out, and then we can move on to the spending category. So if we start off straight away by looking at the groceries, so groceries we budgeted £160, and I was determined that I was going to stick to that £160, but as you can see, I didn't stick to the £160. We went over ever so slightly. I say ever so slightly, it was £33.68, the overspend. So that wasn't really slightly at all, really. It was quite a bit over, 21% in fact. But in takeaways, the next category down, you can see we came in again over budget actually by £1.61. So this isn't looking good for the start of the budget walkthrough, but it does kind of get better as we go through. So yeah, stay with me. We move on to lunch, and I budgeted £25 for lunch, and I spent £23.72. So I came in £1.28 under budget in that category. Costco, we didn't allocate any money for Costco because we're not due a Costco shop until July, but we're actually probably going to stretch it to the month of August just because we have quite a few things that we want to pay for in the month of July, and yeah, we can kind of hold off on that Costco shop for another month, I think. So toiletries, that was a budget of £40, and we ended up spending £23.96 of that budget, leaving us with a balance of £16.04 in credit for our toiletries. So all in all, for the food category, or the food and toiletries category, you can say, we came in over budget by £17.97. So if we move on to the mortgage quickly, our mortgage was paid at the beginning of the month. You would have seen that in the mid-month check-in, and the overpayment was made too at the start of the month. So that was £100 overpayment, sorry. And then council tax, that was £140. So the total household budget or home category, that's always the same every month, to be fair. Well, that's not always the same every month actually, because the overpayment makes it different. But for the mortgage itself and council tax, that's pretty much a fixed expense. So that was as budgeted, and we move on to the next category, which is utilities. And our water bill was £50.15 as budgeted. Electricity, we budgeted £40. We ended up spending £1 over. I mentioned why that was in the mid-month check-in, but that's basically because the card in which my husband went to top up the electricity, they actually ended up charging a £1 surcharge for paying in that shop, which was annoying because yeah, that £1 was pretty much wasted. And the same thing also happened for gas. They had a limit on the amount you can top up. It was £40, so that came in at £41, which left us in credit by £29. We had more money left over for gas, so that kind of makes up, I guess you can already see, for the overspend in the food category, which is great. So all in all, we ended up the utilities in credit of £28. So then we move on to giving. An amount that we said we were going to give is the amount that we give, so that was as budgeted. And moving on, we have next subscriptions. So with subscriptions, TV license was as budgeted. My husband's mobile phone bill again came in over budget, so I'm pretty sure that's actually his new contract price. I did actually mention in one of my previous budget videos, I think it might have been the June budget walkthrough video actually, that I wanted to renegotiate his mobile phone contract because I wasn't happy about the fact that the price has gone up slightly. I didn't get a chance to do that in the month of June. It's just been, yeah, a busy month, but it is something that's in the pipeline for this month. My mobile phone bill was as planned. That was £40. Internet was £28. Again, that is another expense that I did want to look at in the month of June and I haven't been able to. So the mobile phone and internet are two things that I've now carried on my to-do list into the month of July. This happens to me a lot. If you know anything about my Google Drive thing, that's been on my expenses for how long, and I keep saying I want to remove it. I hope that this doesn't end up being the same situation again. In fact, it's not going to be, because there's a lot more money, so I just need to get on it and see if I can shop around for better deals for both my husband's mobile phone and for the internet as well. Moving on, Canva, that came out and that was £9.59, so that was 41p under budget, which was great. And then Google Drive, that was £1.59p. I said already in my June walkthrough video that in the month of July that Google Drive will be gone, and you guys are going to hold me to my word on that. So yeah, stay tuned and subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed, and watch my July budget walkthrough video, which is going to be coming out soon, and you'll see if Google Drive is still on there or not. Hopefully it's not going to be on there, fingers crossed. So then we move on to transport, and the first cost you can see up there is petrol. Now I budgeted £90 for petrol, yeah, in the month of June, and that was me being even over generous to the petrol allowance, because previously we were budgeting like £70 and spending like £50 on petrol. Well, in the month of June, that £90 wasn't enough, and we ended up going over by quite a bit. Well, I say quite a bit, by £15.84. So we ended up topping up 3 times in a month in the end. So we did a full tank and then 2 quarter tanks, so in total it was like nearly 2 full tanks of petrol that we ended up consuming in the month of June. And that's just because it was a very busy month and we had lots of errands and things that we had to do and long journeys in which we had to take. So yeah, that took me over the petrol allowance, which was quite annoying, but it happened. Maintenance, there was no cost. Train and transport, we were able to make a saving there, which was great because I budgeted £20 for transport and I only did 1 train trip, which was at the start of the month, which was great. So then we move on to parking, and I budgeted £10 for parking, and that parking allowance was for me to basically take a few trips to go food shopping, because when you go to the market you have to pay to park there, and it's like £2 for an hour, so usually I'm in and out within the hour and it's fine. I didn't actually go to the market at all in the month of June, but what I did do is go to a few places and a few parks where I had to pay to park. So I remember I went to Battersea Park and I ended up paying like £7 or £8 to park there for the kids to go during their half term. I didn't realise how expensive that park was going to be to park at. We was only there for like 2-3 hours and we paid like nearly £8, and that was just crazy. So I paid to park there and another place as well. I can't remember what it was now off the top of my head, but I know I paid for parking a couple of times, or even 3 times, and it came up to, yeah, £19.10. So that was over my budget by £9.10. Then we've got fine. And when I say fine, it's actually not a fine. I didn't go and park somewhere where I wasn't supposed to park like I've done in the past. It was actually congestion charge that I ended up having to pay because I had to drive into London at some point in the month of June. And yeah, if you don't pay it on a day, you pay an extra £2.50. So it's usually £15 if you pay the congestion charge on the day you drive into the city. But if you forget to pay on the day, you pay the next day, you end up paying £17.50. So that extra £2.50 was a big L on my part for not remembering to pay the congestion charge on the day. So note to you guys, if you are driving into the congestion charge zone, just pay it straight away as soon as you drive into it. Don't say I'm going to pay it when I get home, because chances are you're going to forget like I did. So yeah, that's just a little tip for you. Then moving on, we've got car wash, and yeah, I think I mentioned it in my mid-month check-in, the fact that I went to go and get my car wash and I was charged £16 instead of the £15 I was charged the month previously. So the car wash has gone up from 10 to 15 to £16. So I've already said when it gets to £20, it's not happening anymore. I'm no longer going to go to the car wash. I'm just going to wash my car at home, or should I say I'm going to get my husband to wash our car at home. So yeah, I only went to the car wash once, and I'm going to have to go again in July because the car right now is absolutely absolutely filthy. So let's see in my July budget if the car wash is now £17. I don't know, because these people just like to be increasing the price every time you go there. So hopefully not though. Hopefully it's just £16. That's what I'm going to put in my July budget. So hopefully these people don't come and mess up my numbers for me. So then moving on to fun and entertainment. That was as allocated. So as I've mentioned previously in these budget type videos, this allocation that you can see for fun and entertainment literally gets allocated to our different accounts at the start of the month. So once that money is allocated, it's yours to do as you please. So that doesn't necessarily mean that we've spent that money, but the money's gone and it can no longer be included in any future budgets, which is why you can see the actuals is the same as the estimated. So that was £630 in total for myself, my husband and the kids. And then we move on to insurance. Our life insurance has gone up slightly, and that's because we've added funeral cover to both of our life insurance policies. So I think I was saying actually in my earlier June budget video that I wanted to reduce the price of my insurance, and I ended up increasing it because I went to go and add more cover. But I guess you can't never have enough insurance, because yeah, it might seem like a bit of a waste of money at the time when you're paying it out, but your family and loved ones are going to be thankful that you did do it when your time is up, kind of thing. So yeah, I know it sounds a bit morbid, but it is what it is. And that's how much we paid for life insurance. And then we also now have life insurance cover for my husband's parents, and we're going to actually add my parents at some point too. So yeah, the whole family is literally going to have insurance cover. I wonder if I can insure the kids actually. I'm going to have to look into that. Children insurance, I don't know if you could do that, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so insurance came in £19.43 under budget. And that's actually because the insurance for my husband's parents, actually, I didn't mention, didn't actually come out in the month of June like I thought it was going to come out. It actually came out on the 3rd of July. So that would be included in July's budget, not in the budget for June as I had allocated. So that meant that we were in credit by £19.43 in the end. Even though my insurance had gone up, we didn't pay my husband's parents' insurance, so it meant that we had a bit more credit. So then moving on to nursery. So like I mentioned in my previous budget videos, when it comes to nursery fees, a lot of that money had been saved up to pay for nursery. So as and when I needed to make those nursery payments, that money would basically be credited into the children's account and paid to the nursery, and it will be added into the budget even though the money was set aside already. So it looks like we've got extra income basically to pay that bill, if that makes sense. But that's actually now coming to an end. So in the month of July, the money that we're allocating to nursery is going to actually have to come out of our own income, because that money that I had stored away to pay for these nursery fees is now finished. So now it's on our heads to kind of pay that balance for the nursery. So yeah, that's another big expense that we now have to have in the month of July. So yeah, kids are expensive. Listen, people are like, oh, go and have more children, have more children. Do you know how much these children cost to like keep and maintain and educate and all the rest of it? So yeah, they're not cheap at the end of the day. Kids are not for Christmas. You can't just have them for the fun times. They actually cost you a lot of money. But no, it's all good. I love my kids. I wouldn't have it any other way. But yeah, they are expenses. So as you can see, they're like one of our biggest expenses actually. Once you go past the actual mortgage, I think the second biggest expense on here is the nursery fees, and that's just for one of my children to go to nursery. So imagine you had like 2-3 children that were nursery age, or had twins. My days, I don't know how you do it, but thank God that was not my portion. So yeah, we've got nursery, and then we've got the afternoon sessions for nursery for my second son, who's not like in baby nursery, he's in like the 3 to 4 nursery, but you still have to pay a little bit extra for him to go all day. So yeah, that's £96.90. So yeah, the total childcare cost was was £659. Sorry, let me try that again, third time, was £656.90. So that was our total childcare cost for the month of June. So now we move on to miscellaneous. And look guys, I have no miscellaneous expenses. Yay! Like literally, I remember saying, I think in my June budget walkthrough video, that if I have any miscellaneous expenses, I want to make sure in the month of July we actually start allocating money to it, because it's annoying, yeah, when you go over your budget because you haven't planned for it. But yeah, look, no miscellaneous expenses. Things actually went according to plan, to an extent anyway, in the month of June. So yeah, that was good. We're on zero, so we can scroll on by. So yeah, tax bill, we had that tax bill that my husband has to pay up until the end of the year. So that's £91.12, and that went out as planned. And then moving on to sinking funds, we allocated £300, that went away as planned. And also emergency fund, we didn't allocate anything to it this month. And then just finally investing, we allocated £303.54, and that was made as planned. So yeah, that's literally all my numbers. So let's see exactly where I finished in the month of June. Pause this video now actually and tell me if you think I actually finished under budget, over budget, or bang on budget. Yeah, pause it here now and let me know, and I'll let you know exactly where we finished in the month of June. Dun dun dun. So I managed to finish the month on minus 56p. So not quite bang on budget, slightly under budget, but 56p minus. Listen, to me that's a result. To me, I might as well have come in on budget, because yeah, coming from minus £320 down to 56p, or minus 56p should I say, is a big result and a big achievement for myself. So I'm definitely very proud and very happy with that result, and hopefully more of this to come in the month of July, because I think I finally nailed it. Actually, let me not get too excited, because it's just the first month that I've come in on budget. So hopefully I can just continue this momentum in the month of July and beyond. So that is literally it for this video, guys. I just wanted to recap and share exactly how I got on with my June 2021 spending plan. Like I said, I'm really sorry it's a bit late me sharing these numbers with you, but it's been an exciting start to July and there's been a lot going on and I've just been busy. But I'm here now and the video is done and you can see exactly how I finished up the month of June. Let me know how June went for you. If you're into budgeting, let me know, did you come in under budget, over budget, bang on budget? Let me know if it's something you're considering starting in the month of July. I could definitely help out with it. Oh, that reminds me, actually, I didn't mention my budget tracker. If this is the first time you're watching one of these budgeting videos, this budget worksheet that you've just seen me go through is actually available for sale on my website and also on my Etsy store. All the links will be down the bottom in the description box for you to check out and go and grab yourself a copy. But that is literally it for this video. If you made it this far and you've enjoyed watching, do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet done so. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and I will see you guys soon for my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.